What is going on, YouTube? So today I'm going to be talking to you about a book that has been really helpful to me. And instead of diving super deep into this book, I'm actually going to just show you a tiny little piece of it just to kind of whet your appetite for it. So today I'm going to be talking to you about time perspective. So I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm actually going to read from the book just to save time. So, time perspective. So this actually talks about sociologist Dr. Banfield. This section is called the best predictor of success. Now, Banfield's research was devoted to uncovering the reasons for financial success and the predictors of social class in America. So basically, he did all of this research, and then Banfield finally concluded that there was only one factor that could accurately predict where you were going to move upward and onward financially and socially. He called it time perspective. He defined time perspective as the period of time that you take into consideration when making your day-to-day decisions and planning your life. Banfield found that successful people were those who had a long time perspective. They planned their lives in terms of 5, 10, and even 20 years into the future. They evaluated and determined their choices and actions in the present in terms of how those choices might affect them in the distant future, and the consequences that might occur as a result of what they did right now. Now bear with me here, just a couple more paragraphs. The longer your sense of time perspective, the more likely it is that you will do the sort of things and make the kind of sacrifices in the short term that will lead to greater success in the long term. Your thoughtfulness about time today will tend to increase your income and your social standing in the future. Now this is my favorite part. The reverse is also true. As you move down the socioeconomic ladder, the time perspective at each level becomes shorter. When you arrive at the very bottom of the social pyramid, to the hopeless alcoholic or drug addict, you find a time perspective of less than an hour, the time it takes to get one drink or one shot. Often the time perspective of people at the bottom of society is only a few minutes. They do not think beyond the moment. Ouch. The average hourly worker has a time perspective of about 2 pay periods. The salaried worker has a time perspective of about 2 months. As you proceed up the socioeconomic ladder, the time perspective lengthens until you reach the most respected people in society, such as the family doctor. So instead of diving deep into what we just read, I'm actually going to ask questions just so that those questions can play around in your mind and you can just start thinking about what we just read. So first question, what exactly do I want to accomplish about 5 years from now, 10 years from now, or 20 years from now? And what are all the steps I need to take in order to achieve those goals? If I keep eating the way that I'm eating now, how is that going to affect my body years down the line? And how is that going to affect my health? How is that going to affect my health when I'm 40 years old, when I'm 50 years old, when I'm 60 years old? Will I even live to 80 years old? If I keep doing drugs consistently, and this is hypothetical by the way, if I keep popping Molly, snorting coke, smoking weed, drinking, and I let it go out of control, how is that going to affect my mental health in the future? Am I fucking around with my brain chemistry? Am I fucking around with my ability to think coherently and retain information? Am I messing around with my ability to naturally be happy without the drugs? How is this going to affect how I hold myself and how I carry myself years down the line if I keep doing what I'm doing right now? If I keep staying in this unhealthy relationship that I know is not good for me, and I don't acknowledge the problems within the relationship and I don't try to solve them or try to communicate with my partner about them, is it possible that these problems are just going to build up over time and erupt in just a giant volcano? If I keep doing what I'm doing in my relationship 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, how is that going to affect my emotional health? How is that going to affect my partner's emotional health? If I keep putting off an investment plan for my retirement and I just keep putting it off, hoping that things will just come together someday, is it possible that I will not have enough saved in order to retire by the age of 60, 70, 80? Or putting this into a more positive perspective, what if I actually really enjoy making YouTube videos? What if I actually enjoy producing videos and I just keep uploading these videos? If I keep producing YouTube videos and I keep applying a conscious effort to improve each and every single YouTube video that I put out, is it possible that by a year from now, my videos and how I produce my videos and how I hold myself and carry myself in my videos are going to be completely different? Now, let's imagine how good these videos are going to be compared to when I started. What if I keep on making a conscious effort to continually and constantly improve my videos again and again and again with each video? How will my videos look 1 year from now? How will they look 5 years from now? How will they look 20 years from now? There's literally nothing but going up. So I hope you actually really enjoyed that. I hope that was a useful tidbit of information for you. This is actually a book that I'll continually reference, just depending on the time of my life or if I really need advice. It's really cool because I'll just get this book and I'll just pull it off the shelf. I'll just open it, and there's always a useful piece of information just waiting for me on whatever page I flip open to. So you can see here, there's a lot of markings, a lot of notes. I've actually bought this book when I was about 18, 19 years old. That was about, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago. And seriously, I highly recommend this book. It's super useful. It's actually really helpful. It claims that it will help you get 2 more hours in your day. And I actually promise you that if you implement what you read in this book, it will give you 2 extra hours in your day. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you next video. Peace. So there's this topic I've been contemplating lately, and I've actually heard this topic rear itself up from multiple different major influences that I have in my life. Kev Jumba telling Jeremy Lin how he would just do jumping jacks before his videos.